Hey, friends! It's time to light a fire under another movie review. We're looking at a comedy from our old friend, the 1970s. That's right, this time we're talking about 1978's Up in Smoke, starring the comedy duo of Cheech and Chong, Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. Our story goes like this. We meet Pedro, a guy who just wants to keep out of trouble, score some chicks, and some weed. He drives this crappy lowrider that he's tricked out with weed-friendly shag carpeting. Meanwhile, Abbie Hoffman here is the son of a rich guy, and yet he does the hippie thing. His dad is frustrated that his son is a loser. After his loser mobile breaks down, he gets a ride from Pedro. The two become fast friends over some weed as they start smoking dope. Before long, they're tripping out. Turns out John Lennon is a drummer, and Pedro has a band that needs one, so they plan a joint venture where they get together with the band to do some rock. But this toasted twosome are soon arrested by Johnny Law, but somehow they get away with operating a vehicle while tripping on the kinda trip the AAA doesn't cover. Thanks to the efforts of our fine police force, the doping duo is having trouble finding any weed. They have various misadventures until at last our buds here eventually take a trip to Tijuana, Mexico. They're planning on doing a favor for a friend of a friend in order to get a ride back home. This favor involves unknowingly smuggling dope over the border into the good old USA. This dope is in the form of a van made entirely out of marijuana. That's right, the devil's weed. See, the drug lords, the guys running the operation, not our two heroes, have devised a way to turn pure weed into a form of plastic. And since every possible part is molded out of this stuff, this dope mobile has a street value of $9 billion. But unfortunately for them, the cops know about this plastic weed process and are waiting to confiscate the weed wagon at the border. And the leader of the police task force is more than happy to arrest our heroes, give them some static, and harsh their buzz. Along the way, they hear about a rock band concert and plan to enter and win a record contract. As they head for LA, they meet a pair of narcotic nightingales who hitch a ride. Will our heroes successfully get their dope-mobile home? Will they win the rock band contest? And after taking all that dope, why aren't these two high enough to go into orbit? In our cast, we have a surprising number of familiar faces. Besides Cheech and Chong, we have Stacy Keach as the cop running the inept drug squad. Tom Skerritt plays Strawberry, a friend of Pedro's who went nuts serving in Nam. Strother Martin and Edie Adams play Abbie Hoffman's parents, and they almost completely ad-libbed their dialogue trying to convince their son to get a job. We see familiar character actor Wills Watson as one of the inept drug squad team. He was in BJ and the Bear and its spin-off The Misadventures of Sheriff Lobo, among a metric ton of other roles. He was a stalwart guest star on TV, appearing in everything from Airwolf to Murder, She Wrote, The A-Team to TJ Hooker, Voyagers, The Rockford Files, Project UFO, and Harper Valley PTA. If there was a hit TV show, at some point, Mills was in it. And if you look fast, you'll even spot Ellen Barkin in her film debut. Abbie Hoffman's loser mobile was actually owned by Jack Nicholson. That's right, he loaned the car to the production. Both Cheech and Chong have had wide-ranging careers, both together and separately, in television, film, and voicing cartoon characters. Unlike their stage image, both Cheech and Chong were hard-working comedians, actors, and real musicians. Chong rubbing elbows with jazz legends Cannonball Adderley and Miles Davis. Chong was one of the first celebrities to be the subject of a falsely reported death that was spread on the internet. Besides regularly appearing on TV and in the movies, Cheech Marin has been active in supporting Mexican-American art and as a board member of the Hispanic Scholarship Fund. Much of the material for Up in Smoke was cribbed from Cheech and Chong's comedy albums and woven into the story. When the film went over budget, Paramount refused to give the production any more money, so producer-director Lou Adler somehow managed to fund the remaining balance himself. The picture was a major hit and went on to rake in $100 million smackers. And it became a franchise of films starring those buzzy buds, Cheech and Chong. Up in Smoke is sort of an anthology with separate comedic scenes, yet still manages to have a through line and a cohesive overall story. It's a lot of fun, even after 45 years. It's funny, the characters are innocent bumblers just trying to score some smoke. You definitely root for this toasted twosome throughout the picture, and it's a real showcase for Cheech and Chong, both together and separately. They play their characters for all they're worth, not just making a token effort. So, I'm giving Up in Smoke 3 stars, man. Three paws. 3 paws. Oh, man, I think I got a contact eye from watching this movie. Oh, man, I guess I'm going on a trip, 'cause I'm tripping out. So, you make love and not war, man, and give peace a chance, okay? And all of that, and I'll see you when I see you if you make the scene, man. Oh, I got a case of munchies. Sure wish I had some Doritos. Oh.